So I'm gonna go through this super sick B Execute from iNTACT and Overpass here. I'm just gonna go through it from an overhead view first and then go into the POV. So if we start, I'm just gonna show Caboose here because he's gonna throw this mid smoke to deny info, and I'm just gonna shortly explain what that do. And they also molly short on B as a default. So this is something they did before, and this is actually a really cool smoke. I think it has been thrown before, but still. So basically the main thing I think is that they can't peek like over here. But even, I think this guy's gonna like flash through and go through, but they have to like waste time clearing all these angles. But this just means that you deny them info, or you want to deny them info. So you can do anything off that, like you can go for a delayed A default, just like delayed rush B, like a fast contact, you can do whatever you want. And even if they read it like they have to do here, they have to like waste time to clear all these angles. So anyways, just going into the execute. So everybody's setting up. As we see, Sponge is like the guy just faking this default. But what they're gonna do is they're gonna smoke heaven, smoke backside, have a good combination of 3 mollies and just pounce with their flashes. So this obviously works better against a weekend buy, but it works pretty good. So just have the like 2 guys entering, and then they have a rifler and Swan behind, and he's just running in with this like op 1-shot potential, and they're just like gangbang them. You see like Caboose only took 40 HP of damage and nobody else took damage because they were just in so good positions to get headshots. Yeah, I think they're gonna clean up the other 2 guys as well. So I'm gonna show the POVs, and it's probably best to start with the entries, so we're gonna start looking at Caboose here. Like I said, he's the guy who's gonna be throwing the mid smoke, but he's actually gonna be or the fountain smoke, I guess you can say, but he's gonna actually be like the first entry, like first guy out. So he's gonna go to set up his nade. He just like surfs up in his corner to make him less exposed. And this is actually an interesting way of modeling sandbags, because you can just right and left click it. But I think like not the bloom, but like the inferno of the firelands on the middle of the sandbag, so it really has to push them either into their crosshair or down towards the water. So it just runs out, gets the kill barrels, blind, and gets the kill graffiti. And then it just crunches pit with Wilder. That's a really good timing they have on that. And I'm gonna show those 2 guys side by side. But just like a really good entry pathway, and he obviously has the aim to make it possible. Yeah, but the round's pretty much over, just a nice entry. Just gonna look at the second entry next, Will, and it's actually isn't complicated at all for him, and I think they've done that on purpose, so it can just be like a pure entry. But he's just gonna come here and set up for his nade, and this is like a bit of a risk, but it's lessened because of the short molly, and I mean he shouldn't die from this angle, but you know it could happen. But he's just gonna throw his nade. That's a heaven smoke. And then he's just gonna go out and be a pure entry, pretty much just behind Caboose. And he's gonna be responsible for the right part of the side, and we're gonna see this in this pit crunch. So you see he gets the support flash for pit, and they just take pit together. And the round's pretty much over. They have all the control. Next up we have the sort of like support of the round. They're just like the 4th and 5th man then, so obviously we have Shakesula, the mastermind. No longer gelling for iNTACT, unfortunately. Anyway, so Spongy just Molly's short, and he comes in like master default, like I said, just spamming and stuff. And Shake is setting up for his nades. He's gonna smoke heaven and Molly barrels. Pretty cool lineups from here. No, sorry, smoke backside and Molly barrels. And then he's just gonna throw these support flashes, and Sponge is the 4th guy in, and he throws the support flash in pit as well, and then it just comes up and acts as a trader if he's gonna be needed, but you know, obviously now his team took care of it. Next up we have the main guy himself, Swan. So he's just gonna be playing this round like fulfilling the op role or the sniper role. So initially he just takes the long L monster here. If anybody peeks, protects his teammates, you know, gets the info, whatever. So he comes and he sets up for his dildo molly and throws that, and a support flash over as well, and then he's just gonna come and be the 3rd man in. So it's actually pretty important to have an op on a strat such as this, because you can like use it to trade with the 1-shot potential and also take like all these long angles. Like if a guy is, I don't know, fighting short after molly, comes out heaven, graffiti, whatever, but You know, as we know, his teammates took really good care of all the enemies in this round, so no need for him to even shoot a bullet.